through it. If we look at, we talked about hip position there being a problem, okay? So that's kind of on your hip line out the back. And we said in the past you've had that sensation of early extending. We want to extend, so therefore early extending would be coming forwards off that red line too early, obviously. If you're back on your heels or on your tiptoes, but minimal little changes we say, you're going to be in a difficult position to make an effective movement, okay? When you got yourself back to kind of normal here, okay, we just look at the movement now as you go back. So club back along line, hips along that red line, top of the backswing. Very good, okay. Coming down. Very good. Pretty good. I mean, you come off there millimeters, maybe an inch at most. It's not as if you've like shoved off. You still maintain some element of spine angle there. Your shoulders are square. Your hips are clearing more than your shoulders, which is a sign of some sort of flexibility, which you can do. A lot of people, they try and clear their hips, just turn their shoulders with it. So you can at least just separate the two, which gives you that little bit of distance, okay? The lower half is starting to move effectively. The foot's sort of just gradually right. It's not sort of forward or this way at all. As you come through, good strike of the ball, and extend through to target. So in terms of the movement there, you maintain your posture nicely, and the ball pretty much going straight down the target way toward the fairway, or toward the flag. So there's not as much extension as you potentially had. I think as long as you can get yourself in the right spot, but just be aware and be mindful of, okay, where is that good, bad and middle ground? Don't try and be too perfect. Okay, give yourself kind of, okay, well, as long as it's set up, you feel kind of relaxed here. Both 50-50 from toe to heel, so you can basically rock back and forth on heels and toes, and in some ways 50-50 left or right. We see a lot of people sort of, they don't want to get too much on their toe this way or too much on their heels. They'll lean, set up one way or the other, and you think, well, we want to start 50-50. Start in a position where you can move effectively from, and then we can swing. The positives for me in terms of that swing, though, takeaway very, very good. Hip movement now is looking good, hence why the hips are sort of looking down the line. You can see you're maintaining that spine angle. You're not doing so much to kind of that or this as we've had in the past kind of thing. So the movement now is looking very, very good at the top. And as you start coming down, because you're rotating more around sort of your pelvis this way, you're not trying to sort of put that knee forward. Once that left knee went forward, your weight's on your toe. You've got to do something. You either stay there and then stick the club in the ground, as you said, one of the things you often do, sort of just and then bail out to the right somewhere, or shank it, okay? Or you'll straighten that left leg, and therein comes that early extension. And then from there, you just flip it with your hands and cross your fingers, close your eyes, pray to the gods, and hope that club's back to square. If it's too late, it's way right. Too early, you're flipping it way left. If you get it right, that's a great shot. And there will be days where and I've played golf myself, where I've played, and I have felt the swing is all out of sync, just like all over the place, but I just happened to get the club back on the ball square 9 times out of 10 and scored really well. But the swing felt awful. And other days you might have the ball really solidly and just miss club it or get the wrong bounce here and just have a bad round. But that's golf, isn't it, I suppose. But if we can get the feeling of how these hips move, there's a little bit of lateral to start with as the hips start rotating. And like we said, the backswing and the downswing are a blend of motions. There's not, here's my backswing, stop, here's my downswing. You are kind of shifting and moving as all in one motion. If we try and sort of swing to top and stop and then fire the hips or move the lower half, the arms are all out of position. Okay, but got to say, it looking very, very good. I think it's always worth looking at your setup, especially when you come back after a few weeks off, because it's so easy to fall back into old habits.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they are habits after all, and the reason why we do that is because that's what we kind of, the way we're created and built. When someone gave you a golf club, that was kind of instinctively what you did. That was kind of how you, and again, a lot of times movements get evolved or modified over time because of what you've done. But it's always worth over-exaggerating the good and the bad so you identify the differences, okay? Because otherwise, if you just say, right, I need to stand taller, and you keep getting taller and taller and taller, where do you stop? There is a point where you could be too tall as well as you could be too squat. So if you start getting really, really tall and you went, I'm playing the ball rubbish now, I'll start bending my knees more. At what point you're going up and down like a yo-yo, aren't you? So, okay.